Make sure that Hussein was natural before you sponsored him and put it as part of your company, HDLT? Here's the answer.
This kid is obviously taking a lot of stuff.
Hussein Farhat, scamming tens of thousands of people. I don't think he's that.
And even AI doesn't believe that this guy is natural.
Hussein's fake claims to be natural.
Kid is obviously taking a lot of stuff.
1 in a million.
So, I got called out again. So 2 days ago, a guy named Anabolic Stick made a video on me. Apparently this time it's because I lied about my natural bodybuilding show being a drug-tested natural bodybuilding show.
All right, Greg Glazers, you're not going to like this video. Oh, yeah, I've been sipping on this tequila. I'm feeling litty, man. I know this video is going to be crazy. I know I'm going to be popping off. Anyway, Hussein, right, he finally made another video. It's really funny because this guy on his Instagram, he's always talking about, I'm done talking about the drama. I'm a natty. And every time this guy, this legend, right, Anabolic Stick makes a video, he always gets these lames, these dweebs, these goobs, right, to make another video, man. But I guess I'm making another video. So, all right, we're not talking about that. Anyway, yeah, I'm sipping this tequila. It's one of those videos, right? We're going to be having a good time. Get your tequila out, okay? But it better not be no boo-boo ass Clase Azul that Wes Watson loves to shove up his butt. Anyway, let's get this show. Wait, we gotta get the flow. Drunk stay. Let's get this show on the road.
Before we get into this, let me make one thing clear. The whole reason why I started posting on social media in the first place was to inspire people to start their fitness journey, to help them reach their dream physique, and to stay natural by showing them what I was able to achieve naturally. Basically, something I wish I had when I kept delaying my fitness journey as a teenager.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about that sap story. Oh, I want to motivate the new generation. You really think I'm gonna fall for that, you stupid ass? Let's take a look at this bozo, this spaghetti-o burnt ramen head motherfucker. Instagram, right? Okay, yeah, the Urus, whatever you call that vehicle, right? Oh, yeah, you really wanted to inspire all the other broccoli head people on Instagram. Oh, yeah, man, no, you just totally didn't want to do it to beat up the BBLs on Instagram and drive around in the Lamborghini, just like that big torta pounder fat bozo. Big boy, right? Okay. Yeah, bro, you already lost me with this video. Oh my god, right? Oh, I'm a natty, man. I'm a natty.
I made a video about Hussein Farhat being a fake natty, which absolutely took off in the algorithm, prompting both Hussein and Greg Doucette to respond. When they both responded, one of the main points they brought up was that Hussein Farhat competed in a natural bodybuilding show, so therefore he must be natty. A guy named Sheriff Saad commented on my video. Regarding Hussein mentioning the natural bodybuilding show, I competed in the same show, same stage, and nobody got tested. A guy even told me afterwards he was on SARMs and competed in the show. Natural shows don't mean much.
Alright, by the way guys, this is the very credible individual that reached out to Anabolic Stick and told him that he had like insider information on him. This is the guy that has been training from what he said for 13 years naturally, alright? Keep that in mind, it's going to be important for the rest of the video, but this is basically the guy saying that I've been basically lying about the natural show.
I really find it funny that this broccoli head guy, right? Actually, let me get a sip real quick of some more tequila because it's really good. Hold up. Yeah. All right. So back to the video, right? Sorry, guys. It's really good. I love how like this broccoli head guy, right? He immediately, right off the bat, tries to undermine this participant who was in the very same natural bodybuilding competition as Hussein, but he tries to shoot down his credibility right off the bat. Totally a manipulative tactic, in my opinion, right? And honestly, I don't think it flies. You know, this guy, he was competing in the same competition. He saw how the regulations went. So he's definitely a credible individual. I just wanted to point that out. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the Bubba Army. Now let's get on to the rest of the video.
He didn't place well, but I don't want to mention his name, so please respect his privacy.
Alright, so basically here the guy is saying that he competed at the same show as me and that nobody got tested. And he also said that a guy after the show told him that he was on SARMs and he competed in the same show as me and Sharif. And then he says natural shows don't mean much. And then he proceeds to say that the King Kong Classic has 2 days of competing. The enhanced one is the first day and then the second day is the natural one. Natural, alright? And he said I did the natural with him and that we basically got charged for getting tested. You know, there was a $50 charge per class for the test, you know, the drug test, and that the whole show just put that in their pocket, right? This is what the guy said. So here's what actually happened. There's 2 shows exactly like he said. There's the enhanced show and there's the natural show. Obviously, I applied for the natural show because I saw that it was like advertised as being drug tested. You know, I picked it, I was expecting to get tested, I went to the show and I paid, like I said, $50 per category and I did 8 categories in total, all right? Which means I paid a total of $400 for the show just to get drug tested. So tell me this, let's say you see two shows, all right? One of them you don't have a drug testing fee, the other one you do have a drug testing fee. If you decide to pick the show with the drug testing fee, you would obviously expect to get tested, right? So I went on stage, won 7 medals in total, but never got tested.
Honestly, bro, this is why I never trust anybody who has broccoli hair. Like, these foods, bro, they be wildin', man. Because in previous videos, Hussein and Greg Doucette, right? Oh, Greggy Poo. They were using the natural bodybuilding competition as proof that he's natty. And now the guy is admitting that he never got tested in this natural bodybuilding competition. You just can't make this shit up. I'm not clickbaiting y'all. This shit is ridiculous, bro. And I can't believe I'm reacting to another guy reacting. YouTube is cooked!
And the issue I have with this whole video was the fact that the guy is basically saying that I lied about the show being drug tested when it's literally advertised as being a drug tested show. It's not my fault if the show decided to cheap out and not test every single person that applied. That's why I chose the show. And just to give you like extra proof on the fact that I haven't been lying about the show being drug tested, tell me why I said this on a podcast.
Was it a natural show?
Yeah. Natural.
Natural?
Yeah.
What was that? So they tested you?
No, they didn't.
No, wow.
They didn't for that show. They say it's tested, but I didn't get tested.
So basically what you just saw was me on a podcast with Brody and Luke, to which they asked me about the show and they asked me if I got tested for that show. This podcast was posted 2 months ago, all right? This was 2 months ago, before the guy even first made his video. I had never been called out before, and I literally said on the podcast, and I made a joke about it, I was like, natural bodybuilding show. But yeah, basically I was expecting to get tested for that show, which is why I picked it, but I never got tested. And it's out there public on a podcast, so do I find it unfair? I totally do. But as Sharif just said, there was literally people that admitted of not being lifetime naturals that were in the show.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I'm not going to let Broccoli Head try to sweep this one under the rug, right? So he's talking about, hey, well, it was out there. I could have suggested that it was not really a natural bodybuilding competition. Hell no. Hey, Crumb. Yeah, Crumb. Roll the clip right now.
Exhausting. You make good points, but what about Hussein competing in a natural show and winning? Yeah, what about it, bro? You didn't mention the show. Like, we're just gonna forget about it? Nobody wants, like, we're just sweeping it under the rug? Like, what are we doing? All right, so we're gonna end with this comment.
Screw that, bro. You had, in that moment, you were able to be honest, completely honest with the audience that this competition was not drug tested, that you were not drug tested. You tried to use the natural bodybuilding competition as proof that you're natty right there. You may have not explicitly said it, but it was heavily suggested it. That's why Anabolic Stick made the video, how he exposed how this whole entire natural bodybuilding competition was an absolute sham with no real legitimate testing, and you try to use it as an argument. The facts never changed in between the time that you made this video and Anabolic made his exposed video. You were able to be honest, and you weren't. And that's a huge testimony of your character. And when you lose your trust with the audience, when you lose your trust with whatever community you're in, you're cooked, bro. You might as well start putting that broccoli hair on the grill, because you are cooked.
So I was like, oh damn, that was actually him. That was the guy that made a natty out on me, called me a scammer, and now he's trying to be friends with me, all right? And I also screenshotted the message and sent it to my brother because I thought it was really funny that he was acting all friendly after everything he said about me. And then at the show, exactly like he said, we competed in the same category and I absolutely destroyed him. As you can see here, I got first place and he got 9th at a natural show that we both paid to get tested at. Then he went home, ranted about his whole experience, basically said he almost cried.
I was almost gonna cry after, trust me. It is what it is, you know, the flights. I should never have flight, never fly, man. Why did I fly?
And also in that video, he said I was a great guy.
And I'm not making any excuses. Even if I would have came in at my all-time best, Hussein, he would have still won. He looks amazing and he's got the shape, the proportion, and he's a great guy. We spoke a bit backstage.
Why would he call me a great guy if he thought that I cheated in the show? Like, he just came out and said all of these things about me, the fact that the show wasn't tested. He also just released a video on me saying that I'm not natural. Why the fuck would he call me a great guy if he thought that I lied and that I was competing against him and cheated?
Oh, I wonder why you beat him, why you destroyed him in a bodybuilding competition, because fake natty alert. Like, are you really? It's like doing 1 + 1, bro. Like, it's really not that hard. You somehow came to the conclusion that the answer is 3. Holy moly, man. And you know what? okay, is the dynamic weird, I guess, between this guy who called you out and your interactions with him in person? Okay, yeah, sure, that is kind of odd, but straw man, straw man, straw man. I'm not going to let you escape the really big major issue of the video, and it's that you try to use this natural bodybuilding competition as support, as evidence that you are natty. Like, bro, I don't care if you clapped this guy's cheeks. I really couldn't care if you blew his back out on the Eiffel Tower. I don't care about your dynamic. Because guess what? It's irrelevant. It's totally irrelevant, bro.
I think this is God's plan. When you're saying the truth, God wants to favor you, and this is exactly what's happening here. So like I said, I have all the receipts, all the screenshots. You can go on my post. If you go on the post that I posted, LA dump, and it's a picture with Togi and Shizzy, you can find his comment on that post, unless obviously he's probably gonna go and delete it now.
All right, so I'm gonna skip like 3 or 4 minutes because he just keeps talking about like this bromance or whatever. He blew his cheeks out. I don't know. He beat up the BBL or something. Anyway, right? Are you kidding me, bro? Using the God argument. Oh, you know, God's got my back, guys. The haters, well, God, he's got my back because the haters, they're not aligned with God. Bro, I swear I've heard this from Wes Watson. Has Broccoli Head been listening to Wes Watson? All these alpha males always use the same argument. God's got my back, bro. Dude, the more I listen to this guy, the more I can't stand him, man. The more I can't stand this fool.
This is where it gets interesting. So after watching the video, I went to the comment section and I found this comment. We have Connor Sinan who said, if you want, I'll pay for any drug test for you since you can't afford to drug test Hussein. I'll have you overlook the whole thing. I drug test him myself, but since I'm friends with Greg, it may look fishy, so let's get you involved and make some content, bro. And then after that, he made a post on his YouTube, and in that post, there's literally an email where he says, hey, Anabolic Stick, I'm Connor Sinan. I would like to get you involved in Hussein Farhat drug test. Basically, I can fly you out, or we can FaceTime or something, and I want to bring you along to drug test Hussein, and I will pay for everything, every test, and we will figure out if he's natural. I will make the money back with the content, so don't even worry about it. Let me know if we can do this. The reason I'm involving you is because I know you would never lie. So, now that we've absolutely removed this whole reason that you made in the first place, which was I don't have the money to pay for the test, Connor just said he's willing to pay for the test, fly you out here to Montreal where I live to do the test. So here's my offer to you again. I'm down to get tested whenever you want. You can come here tomorrow if you want to, bro. And I will get tested with you and Connor. And if I fail that blood test, I will give you $100,000. But if I pass the blood test, I want you to make an apology video and basically apologize for everything that you said and finally admit that I'm not a fake natty. You literally have...
All right, the final argument to dismantle, right, in this video. Dude, the blood test. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you can go a certain period of time and then, oh, no more things to test in the blood, right? Oh, nothing's going to show up. Bro, it doesn't matter. That's such a stupid argument. Why do you keep saying, oh, I'm going to give you $100,000, $100,000, you know? Like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And you know what? This whole video, this whole stupid response that you did, it's a slap in the face to everybody. I mean, not to me because I always knew you were a fake natty, but geez, man, those broccoli heads that you motivated. Oh yeah, way earlier in the video, you're like, I did this for the broccoli head. Man, they're probably on their knees crying right now, screaming because, bro, you are a fake natty. And that's my opinion. That's probably the opinion of a lot of other people. And you know what? I'm going to finish the rest of this bottle. Nah, I'm not going to finish the rest of the bottle. That's way too much tequila. Don't be concerned, Bub Army. Anyway, yeah, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. And then join the Bubba Discord because we're having a great time in there. Every day, it's super fun. And yeah, so peace out, y'all. I'm sick of this broccoli nonsense.